All right, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a little video edit of the Wagon versus the E46 Sedan. Since I have them all cleaned up, new tires put on, everything. After owning this car for over 20 years and it being 22 years old, I definitely like the early model E46s, whether it's the sedan. This is, like I said, the first new car I ever bought for myself. Right before I opened Earl's Automotive, or my first year in, I purchased this car from BMW and ended up buying it due to the salesman telling me that this car is not for me, that my credit rating at the time, since I had never purchased a car, he had told me that I couldn't get financed on it. So I went ahead and paid for the car cash, and was just really upset with the salesman at that time. And then shortly after, I took out a loan with Wells Fargo on this thing, putting the pink slip up as collateral just to get financed to improve my credit. But I just wanted to show you my E46 versus what I've done to it. It's been in this form for over 15 years, and lowered it, put it on coilovers, did the headlight modification, put the M3 front bumper on it. The Wagon actually has the original bumper off this, which is the M-Tech bumper, or M-Sport bumper is what they called it. This had the M-Sport package on it when I bought it. So it came with a lot of M3 stuff, like the steering wheel side plates, the door side plates, all that stuff. And over the years, I've always just maintained my cars, never really wanted to get rid of this BMW roof rack on this one, which I purchased straight from BMW so that I can utilize the rails that are on the top of this thing. And then the funny thing is, Tully makes a lot of the stuff for BMW, so all the Tully stuff slides right on to the BMW factory stuff. So that's what I use for the bikes. Also snow skis, all that stuff. And this had the snow package, which the rear upper back seat would split into two, and then I did the LED taillights because the early model E46s had a problem with the taillight harnesses, the ground melting out on these things. So went ahead and got that done years ago. I did change all the chrome trim on this thing probably about 8 years ago. 10 years ago, I actually repainted the whole car because of door dings that were getting down the sides of this thing. So it was just easier to strip it down and paint the whole thing, which a buddy of mine painted years ago. These wheels that are on here, got them from ECS Tuning, the Alzors. It's like a BBS style wheel, and did the black kidney grills on it, European front bumper, of course. That's why the license plate's in the windshield. But truly maintained this car throughout the years and just replace anything that's bad on it. So here's the edit. Hope you enjoy. Here's the Wagon, 246,000 miles now. Here's my Sedan, just hit 120,000 miles, loving it. The styling of both cars are just amazing. It's something you've got to appreciate once you own them. Both cars, whether it's a Wagon or a Sedan, you can see the styling's just there. Years later, you're talking about 22 years later, these things still get mad looks on the road wherever I go. People are asking questions about them. I know a lot of them have already turned into drift missiles and have been abused. These are nowhere like that. They've just been driven daily, well taken care of. These Alzor wheels from ECS Tuning, amazing wheel. It's a square set. Here's the M3 wheels that I put on the wagon, 19-inch. I do like the way the 18-inch wheels ride better than the 19, especially here in California with all the potholes. The engines look the same, but perform way different. The 330i has just got the punch. 325i is definitely a lot smoother running. It just doesn't have that get up and go. Plenty of power for a straight six. I love to compare it to the 2JZ from Toyota that was in the Supras. These motors are nearly indestructible as long as you maintain them. A lot of plastic in the cooling system, but just change it out, once every 10 years or, 100,000 miles and you're good. I haven't had any breakdown or overheating or any of that with any of my cars, just because I follow the maintenance schedule to a T. It's just something I've done throughout the years. There's a lot of, I use factory parts, and I think that helps in maintaining the longevity of both these cars. The Sedan is something that gets mad looks. They are both automatic. Thinking about doing a stick shift swap to my 330 Sedan, but I don't know. I might save that for the ZHP that I own. As you can see, they're well maintained. I did add coilovers all the way around. This rear wagon cup holder, definitely something cool for road trips, that kind of stuff. The kids have a place to put all their stuff. Even the interior, the dashes, everything throughout the years, they don't crack. The quality of leather, the quality of the dash, even beat down in the California weather, the interior's held up. Even the paint is held up. The Wagon is the original paint, original interior. The black interior, I did have to change the back, and that's got the standard back now versus the M Sport back, because this does have the sport seats on the black interior. And as you can see, the business class radio versus the navigation system I put in the Sedan. The navigation system is something that's a plug and play, bolts right in. It's still available, which is what I like about this. A lot of these parts are starting to get scarce, especially when it comes to the door panels, the seats. The cargo net in the Wagon, something I just found and was able to put in there. That's why it's black versus gray. But the styling, I do have H&R springs on the Wagon in the front. The rear are the standard Wagon touring springs, just because the H&R sat too low. And with the offset of the rear wheels in the 19s, it would rub the quarter panels. The Sedan, as you see, the radio system, I did put a carbon fiber trim throughout the black interior to cover up the wood grain, because the wood grain really dates the interior of these cars. So little things like, covering up with carbon fiber, or even the stainless steel ZHP that I stuck in the Wagon, because that also had wood grain. I put the upgraded trim that I had found. As you see, I'm still missing the piece around the radio on the Wagon. The Wagon's still got a little piece of wood grain around there, a piece I haven't found, and I think around the shifter as well. But I found the door panels and the dash guards all in silver, which took me a little while to find. People are asking crazy money for a lot of this stuff, so you can see the wood grain around the radio only. So, definitely I'm a black interior type guy, so I love the black on silver, but the gray with the black on the Wagon isn't too bad. It really, I think for the Wagon, it sets it off. So any piece that I have to add to the Wagon, I just add it in black. That's the nice thing about these two-tone interiors, is that you can mix match parts and it doesn't set it off. It doesn't look way out of place. The interior leather on these BMW, these older BMWs, really fares well throughout the years. Now on the Wagon, I did add the M Sport steering wheel, and my Sedan already had the M Sport steering wheel. I just replaced it with paddle shifters that hook to the automatic transmission, something I wanted to add from the SMG M3s. As you can see, the standard headlights versus the projection headlights, and then I painted the yellow high beam just to give it that European look with the European bumper. And all of them have the clear corner marker lights and side fender lights. I didn't like them in yellow. They just stood out too much. So I always went with the clear corner lights and fender turn signal lights and just run a yellow bulb versus having a whole yellow lens that just stands out. And these Alzor wheels from ECS Tuning are still available. I think it's $500 for a set. The M3 wheels are still ridiculous in price, and I think you can still get these wheels as well because they went all the way. I think the 2010 still ran that style wheel on the BMWs. So that's the nice thing about that. I definitely love the M3 wheel. The factory wheels just ride smoother. Wish there was more tire I can fit in there on the Wagon. 18s definitely ride way better out here in California than they did on the 19-inch wheels, just because of the side profile of the tires. And then of course the European license plate with the M3 front bumper that's now on my M Sport sedan, I think set that off. And I took the bumper off the sedan and I stuck it on the Wagon. The upgraded LED taillights, these things did have a grounding issue with the taillights, and it would melt the ground and ruin the rear taillights. So I had the BMW dealer do it once under a recall, and then it failed again, took it back. They replaced it one more time under warranty, and then I just went LED. That way the ground won't melt on the taillights no more, less of a draw. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed the edit. Let me know if you like the early style E46s. I definitely like the fenders and hood versus the new style, which I'll show you, the ZHP. I'll throw a little picture of the ZHP in here. The fenders are more round, the kidney grills are bigger. On the later model E46s, and I definitely love the early style 2000, 2001, which this is and the Wagon is, and that's why I did this video together. Hope you guys enjoy it, and definitely love the looks of the E46, whether it's sedan or Wagon. It's your preference, but I have them both in this clip. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more edits.